It's creating conversation, and we're here for a special reason today. There's been some incidents in our community that goes back a long time. This isn't nothing new, but recently, within the past month, there's been a lot of gun violence in our community. So what we wanted to do here today, we wanted to bring some light to that and talk about maybe solutions and give different aspects on why we think it's going on. I want everybody to introduce themselves, starting right here.
My name is DJ Tabor.
Hi, my name is Damon Miller.
I'm Adjetey Jimenez.
I'm Threat Brown.
First off, thank DJ for letting us do this at his barbershop, and we can start it off right here.
Again, I'd like to thank DJ Tabor too for allowing me to participate with this opportunity to enlighten and bring awareness to the communities and to the families of people who've lost someone. What I do is, I'm the president of a nonprofit organization called Young Businessmen and Women. And basically what my organization do is that we build relationships. As an adult, I approach young men and women that is having, troubling times in their lives, trying to find themselves, trying to figure out what's right, what's wrong, how to do and how not to do things. It's not really a program, it's just a mindset. We help change the mindset. Okay. If you focus on money, don't hustle for it like that. We can show you other ways to obtain it. Because as long as you show a young man how to get money the productive way, he'll go and get it, So it's basically just showing young men and women that, there are people really out here that come from a lifestyle that they're experiencing currently, or, that they've just left from. So, we engage. We at middle schools. We got young mentors mentoring middle school kids, young men that graduate from high schools. Instead of moving on with their life, they come back to the high schools or go to the middle schools and they engage, throughout the whole school period, from time school open to the time school closing and after school clubs. So we heavily get involved with this. And I chose to do stuff like that because I come from one of these extensive backgrounds of this common thing that consistently keep happening with our culture, our generation, however. And so I made a choice within myself to say, I'm gonna do something. I'm not gonna just talk about doing something. I'm gonna really, settle my differences with my enemies and anybody else that I had conflict of interest with to make a bigger platform for opportunities for our young men and women in the community, because they don't really get it from nowhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what brings you to the panel today,
I just want to step up and be a leader in my community because I was a part of gun violence. I don't consider myself to be a victim because people feel sad for victims, and you shouldn't feel sad for me because I'm stronger than I ever been. I'm seeing life clearer than I ever did, and I just feel blessed and privileged to even be alive to talk and to tell these kids that you guys have so much power, more power than you realize. And it starts with you, we can only do so much, but it takes an older person to come back and install the effort. It takes effort to show these little kids that we care about them, because you can always call them or text them, but that ain't really showing them too much. You got to come back and touch them. You know what I mean? Reach out and show them. And me being shot, I can show them my wounds and show them the places that I hung out at and tell them this is wrong. And this is absolutely wrong. You know what I mean? And if I can go back in time, I would never be out here, past 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? There's nothing good out here. So I just want to step up in the community and be a leader and just let all the kids know, you guys are the next generation. You guys have the power to change what's going on around here. If you guys decide to get together with you guys, each other, and say, you guys, let's put the guns down, pick up a basketball, football, or whatever you guys are interested in, all we can do is be leaders and get interested in what you're interested in. So if you don't let us know what you guys like to do, we won't know. We can come around, but if you guys give us the cold shoulder, it's only gonna be so long where we be like, man, he really don't want to change. You know what I'm saying? But if you show us a little bit of interest, we'll show you a lot more. So I just want to tell you, there are leaders out here. We're just out here trying to show you more than talk about it, be about it. You know what I'm saying? I know his door is always open, my door is always open, as well as these guys, to just come in and just talk to us about problems. Because trust me, I've had all the problems. Crackhead mom, brothers in gangs, 23rd, all that. You know what I'm saying? And I reject all that right now, you know what I mean? If somebody was coming to me talking about that stuff, I like, man, get out my face with all that, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that's going to take them, and it's going to take them either jail or in the grave, and that's not where I want to see any of these kids going, you know what I mean? I want to see these kids going to NBA, you know what I'm saying? NFL, because they all got the talent. The hood kids are, really one of the most talented kids you'll probably meet. If you really get into their life and see what's going on, they have a lot of other stuff distracting them for tapping into their abilities, you know what I mean? They got no food at home, no lights at home. It's like they don't want to write poetry, even though they're a good poetry. You know what I mean? Because there ain't nothing happy, there ain't nothing poetic happening in their life. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let the youth know that there's people out here. If you guys got any doubts that nobody loves you, there is people out here that love you guys.
The value of life is just not there.
It's not.
It's just not there. And a lot of it has to do with what you see in the system that you're put in. But even after that, we're all put in this same system.
Right.
So it takes self to want to get out of that, you know. And if you don't value your life, if you don't love yourself, you know, then a lot of these things happen in our community. So when you hear me talk or you hear anything that I say, I'm gonna be stressing love. I'm gonna be stressing unification. I'm gonna be stressing, you know, just the things that I feel like we lack.
No, you're right. They do act out of lack of love, and like it's almost like change. It's we don't see change when you're little, and like your brother's been in Raymond Hall, your other brother been to Raymond Hall. You just kind of consider yourself next.
Yeah.
Whether you want to or not, it's almost like your mom's even kind of waiting for you to go to Raymond Hall to a certain extent.
Right.
It's just like she's like, oh, he'll be fine. His big brother was fine. But really, you don't know what's going on in that little guy's head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could be like, I hate this lifestyle, but you're just so common. It's so you're, you know what I mean? Nobody's even trying to say, hey, you know, stop. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do what your big brothers did. You don't have to do what your uncle did, or these guys out here on switches or whatever. They're not the ones you need to look up to. You know what I'm saying? Because in the end, they're probably miserable. If you really got in that guy's car and roll with him around, he ain't doing nothing special.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't doing nothing special. He ain't doing nothing that will make you go, I want to be like him. He's doing something special. He's a young entrepreneur. He's doing something special. There's other outlets to people that you want to, if you want to do something with your life, and it's not the gangs, it's not the streets, and it's definitely not the guns. That's the last thing you guys need to be worried about.
I mean, we got to understand it. The better of an understanding we get of the world that we living in, and the city, and the community that we living in, then the better we can tackle these obstacles, and we could try to make change. And look around. look where we living.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Negativity is what fuels this economy.
Right.
Negativity is what fuels everything. Fear is what fuels the way that there's not no movies. Movies ain't happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They putting out movies and they making us want the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
And it's in everything, man. It's in everything. And it's time that we gotta, and it's happening, man. If you look around your Facebook, people is waking up.
Right.
People is waking up to the way this world has been ran wrong.
Yeah.
It's been ran wrong for our entire life.
Right.
And before.
So, you know, obviously there's all type of different variations of waking up. People are going this way, they're going that way, they're going this way. But we all see it. You know what I'm saying? Is that a phenomenon? What is that? You know what I mean? You got doctors coming out totally debunking the healthcare system.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything that we needed to ever cure anything was put on this earth before Virginia Mason was created.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We've got to look at the way this world is created, and then we tackle our obstacles from within. What Threat does, I love it, man. He has so much passion. He has so much. He takes pride in knowing. You know what I'm saying, the where he came from and where he messed up, and making sure that the next kids understand that you don't got to do that. I didn't even know that.
Right.
I talked to the brother. We had like a 35-minute conversation the other day, and he said, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I went down that path. I said, well, I thought you was like a lawyer your whole life. What's up, man?
Yeah.
But that's right there. That's a testimony to show change. Change. We've all been victim to the way this world was created. All of us. You didn't have to go to prison to be a victim. You know what I'm saying? I was taught to make money. If you make money, then, you know what I'm saying, if that dude over there is hating on you, you got more money than him, then you better than him. That ain't right. That doesn't make you a better person.
Nah.
Jay-Z taught me that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. No, that's disrespect. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way it is.
Right.
Nah.
I don't believe that that's the way that the Most High put us on this earth to live. I don't believe that.
Right.
But if you want to believe that, you can believe that.
Yeah.
But just check your surrounding areas, and you're starting to see the the awakening of the way this life is going.
I want us to take a stand for like knowledge and true knowledge and really challenging yourself to say, okay, is that the way it's supposed to be?
Right.
Okay, or no, okay, maybe it's not. So once we realize, okay, I feel like everybody up here, we kind of realize, okay, the system's not for us. Okay,
Right.
now that we have that understanding, what's the next step?
Well, one of the main things I believe is the most critical step is that the reason why I left home at 16, dropped out of school in the 8th grade, is because I didn't find the love that I needed at home. Me and my nephews carry a conversation. Once I realized I'd be standing up and my mom's be sitting down, we're totally different people.
Yeah.
So it's not much you can educate me on as a young man. So I got to go and figure it out. And so when I left home, it's not like she stopped me from doing it. She wanted me to go and find my manhood, per se. And so when I left, I got involved with older gentlemen that I felt was either a father figure, an older brother figure, a good uncle figure, or somebody that can probably guide me the right way. And so I believe that all right, whether it's the city or the community that's falling and failing us, it's us that really live this lifestyle that comes from this gun violent concept. We tote pistols, we come from pistols. And it's not just the ones from my era or the era right before mine. It goes all the way back to like the 60s, the 60s, 70s, when Crips and when the civil rights movement stopped, and when the Crips and Bloods started forming, we started losing identity then. We started becoming against each other crucially at that point. At that time you have to think, I love the fact that now, quote unquote, don't misquote me for saying love the fact, but I love the fact now that people putting people on, versus going out and getting a body count to be part of somebody's organization or some hood. So for any brother that's out there that has that influence over a child or over a kid, it's your responsibility to start embedding them. If you can't find it within yourself, then I just pray the Most High put you somewhere where He needs you to come home, or get you out of that young man's life, because this young man is really interested in learning from you. And that's like the discipleship concept. When you read through the Bible says discipleship is not a part-time job. This is a lifetime thing. Whether you want young men to respect you, or whether you want people to not look at you, acknowledge you, or not, young man is somewhere somehow is looking at you every step you make, every move you do. And so it's gonna feed off of them. So deliver a good perspective overall, 100%. So I challenge my brothers. I point one finger at you, and it's 3 at myself. I'm the blame for this stuff that's going on as well. So for y'all, do the same thing, man. Do something about what you have control of. You got them young men, so make them see better.
I've always been one to remember my thoughts from childhood. I remember, being at a local basketball tournament. This is a childhood memory, being at a local basketball tournament in Nia Bay, Washington, where I grew up mostly. And I listened to some headphones. I think I was listening to I was listening to that on my headphones. I'm like 10 years old. And brother that was on the court, I'm there to watch the game. It was warm-ups. Brother that was on the court came, sat next to me, put the headphone, said, "What you listening to, man?" I was like, "What you doing, man? You supposed to be playing, man."
Right.
I'm listening to the ha. Like, but to me, that was the biggest thing that happened to me that year. You know what I mean? And I don't think that he knew that as a 33-year-old man right now, I was going to remember that the way he made me feel. So I think that we need to do the exact, just like you said. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand, even if you don't want it. I didn't understand the influence that the Most High God put in here. It blew me by surprise that people are looking at me in a certain way. Everything that you do, they're watching you, and you have the ability every single time you interact with one of these children to leave a lasting imprint until they're 33, 43, 53, 63, 73 years old. And if it's a positive one, then you could create a streamline of positivity in that child's life for a lifetime. And I don't think that we understand how absolutely powerful each and every single one of our spirits and our souls are when we interact with people. I love what creating conversation is doing. You know what I mean? Once again, it's another avenue of trying to empower and better their community, knowing that they don't have to do this. These brothers is young, 22, 23. I wasn't doing this when I was 23.
Real story.
I was watching Jerry Springer and BET Uncut. You know what I mean?
But to pick it off what you were saying, I grew up here in Tacoma, born and raised, and there was people that I had a dad, you know what I'm saying, and that changed the game for me right there. I had a dad, you know what I'm saying, that was actively in my life. I got to go home to every day. I also had positive male figures in my life. Went to church, Solomon Wyatt, Gary L. Wyatt. You know, I had Bari Ward live right down the street. I'm 5 years old watching Bari Ward run up the hills by our house backwards every day. And I'm looking like, and I go to a Mount Tahoma game next week and I see this dude flying. I'm at the week after. I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I remember that till this day. I wanted to be Bari Ward. You know what I mean? So it was, like you said, the impact that we have, the influence on the kids. I think a lot of these men that are our age, that are older, that are younger, they don't really realize that they have.
We need more love. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these kids, they see their mom fight with their mom's boyfriend, or they're just mad. Their mom's just mad. You know what I'm saying? They ask their mom, "Pack some cereal." Get your own cereal. You know what I mean? It's just like there's so much anger going on to where they're already mad kids. You know what I'm saying? So my next step would be to just kind of like talk to the youth. You know what I'm saying? Tell the youth to talk to each other. Just don't be so angry, because I was an angry kid. Like, I hated school. You know what I mean? Like, school, it's gay. Like, it was just nothing, you know what I'm saying? Nothing cool about school to me, you know what I'm saying? But then I hooked up with T.C. Curry and Bari Ward, and I had talents, basketball skills that I didn't even have to practice to have. I was just scrappy, you know what I mean? From the hood, just a scrappy dude. So when the coach was like, "Get him," I was like, "Got him." You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't going nowhere. Coach was like, "Back up a little bit, you're doing too much." You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I was just raw talent. So it's just like, you never know, like you said, who is going to come into your life and who's going to influence you. And that's why I feel like I'm here. That's why I feel like the Most High put it here, because I've been shot five times, 2 different occasions. 2 times in Seattle, 3 times in Tacoma. And it was at point blank range. I seen my shooter. They think it's cool, but really I want to show them that this is not what I am. This is what I was created to be, but this ain't who I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm a lover, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm everything that I want to be, and I love it now. You know what I'm saying? I used to want to be a thug, a gangbanger, a pistol packer, you know what I'm saying, a pimp. You know what I'm saying? And that was my goal. It's like, I'm about to knock, I got 1 girl, now I need 2. Oh, I need 2, now I got to get, you know what I'm saying, 20 toes town, come to your town. Like, that's what I was on, and now it's just, it's just like it was brainwashed. Like you just said, it's all what the world wants you to, that's for you. You guys can't get these buildings. These buildings aren't for you guys. These are for us.
And I told y'all that.
You know what I'm saying?
When we was off camera.
Yeah,
I told
exactly.
y'all. I didn't have no, well, I had my dad. I had some positive influences. Like, I had it set up nicely for me. You know what I'm saying? But I still wanted to get out of here. I still wanted to get out of here. I didn't see any, like, I want to be rich. Like, I'm thinking, like, I want to be, and I'm not seeing anybody where I'm from that looks like me hold any type of position power. We was at the Peace Walk, and the man went up there and said, "I'm a city council member. There hasn't been one that's been black for 40 years. I'm looking at bruh like, 40 years? You know how multi-diverse our community is, and it's been 40 years since we had a black representative? That don't make no sense. So it's just, you don't see no people, you don't see people in power in place. You get discouraged, but we here to show you that there's people that you can look towards and be influenced by. Everybody is waking up. You know what I'm saying? So after we wake up, now what?
If gun violence is only really a problem in certain communities, a lot more prevalent than other communities, we have to break down that. And we're not going to just sit here and say those people are violent people. When you're looking at things like what we're doing right now, which says the exact opposite. When you're seeing what he does, which says the exact opposite. When you're seeing him be a victim of gun violence, which says the exact opposite. So we got to take that out of the equation and say, how did that even get in our minds? And it gets in our minds just as well as it gets in other nations' minds too. That's what makes a lot of these kids say, you know what, I ain't got nothing to do today, man. What you want to do? I don't know what you want to do. Let's go smoking.
That's what I'm saying. It's a mixture of the gun with the anger. You know what I mean? When the angry kid meets up with the kid that's cool, he got money, he got the gun. But the angry kid finally meets up with the kid, give me the gun.
How did he
you can beat him up.
How did he get angry?
It's the house.
We need to break down the surface of the situation. Just stating that you know something's going on. Okay. You've been stating for how long? When are you going to break the surface and say, well, why is it like that?
Don't fall for that house. Whatever's going on in that house is not what you are going to develop to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If your mama's on meth, that don't mean you're going to do it. If your brother smokes weed, that don't mean you're going to do it. Be that person that changes the game. Be that BTC, break the cycle. You know what I'm saying? You got to step up. It starts with you. I would say the next step is just look yourself in the mirror and say, what am I doing to help myself? You know what I'm saying? Smoking weed ain't helping you. Drinking beers ain't helping you. Skipping school ain't helping you.
Yeah.
What are you doing to help yourself? Just ask yourself that. If you can't give yourself 3 solid answers, then you're doing it in the wrong direction.
It's been Creating Conversation. We had DJ Tabers in Tacoma, Washington. It's a wrap.
Creating Conversation.